Hello, welcome to Human Geography. I'm going to record a few lectures on Chapter 1. First off, we need to know the objectives of this chapter. In this chapter, I will try to define what is human geography. We'll look at location of places. We'll also discuss the various types of regions, cultural identity, and then discuss diffusion of innovation or characteristics. So what then is geography? Geography is the study of where things are located and why there. We emphasize on the where, the location, specific location of places, and why there. It could be historical factors, it could be contemporary economic factors, it could be a mixture of social factors and economic factors. In geography nowadays, we emphasize the link between globalization and local diversity. Globalization is bringing us closer together, which is based on mainly interdependence and interconnectedness. But we still have local diversity in terms of languages, in terms of religions, in terms of ethnicities, etc., etc. So for human geography, we're going to focus on where and why people and activities are located, where they are located. For instance, why is the east coast of the United States heavily populated? That's a mixture of several reasons. Historically, that was where the early settlers came. Economically, we have a number of businesses and enterprises in New York, New Jersey, Florida, and other places in the East Coast. And also, it's coastal. There's a tendency for more people to reside in coastal areas than in inland areas. So we need to know also about the place of a particular object. It's a point on the earth. For instance, Claremore is a city in Oklahoma. It's specifically located at a particular spot. We also need to know about regions. There are various types of regions, but each region will have at least one or two predominant or distinctive characteristics. We also need to discuss scales, how small or large an object is. Some things are smaller, some are larger. As we go along in this course, we'll see how scales vary from one place to another. Then also space, how far or near things are. Interestingly, some things are far away from each other, but they are connected, whereas some things might be not too far away or near each other, but they are not too connected. For instance, people can be so close to each other, but they practice different religions. Whereas people can be distance away, some people might be in the United States, some might be in Australia, yet they practice the same religion, so they are connected, even though they are far away. That leads us to the next thing about connection. What is the relationship between people or things across space? For instance, we have business partners across the world that have links with business partners in America. That brings some amount of connectedness. We have languages that are spoken across the world. We have specific language like English that is spoken widely across the world, and that leads to some amount of connection. The internet also helps to connect us through various social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and tweets, etc., etc. Geography, you cannot do away with maps. Maps are an essential aspect of geography. We need to know to read maps, and that is one of the key things about this class. You'll be able to understand and be able to use maps and to identify and interpret objects in maps. A map can be used as a reference tool to find location. For instance, you know that Tulsa is located southwest of Claremore, and Claremore is located northeast of Tulsa. Maps can also be used to see the distribution of human activities in space and also physical activities. You can have, for instance, a population map, which will show the spread of people across space. Again, why is the East Coast heavily populated? Why is the West Coast, especially California, heavily populated? Why is inland Midwest states not heavily populated? That could be, amongst other things, the nature of the economic activities. The Midwest is mainly agriculture, whereas as you go to the East or West Coast, it's mainly urbanized areas with a number of economic activities like business, enterprises, etc., etc. So as we go along in this course, we'll be able to see how maps are useful, and we'll be able to also interpret various types of maps. Relatedly, there are some contemporary geographic tools that helps us to be able to identify places. Amongst them is the Global Positioning System, or which we normally abbreviate it as GPS. We're all familiar with GPS. Most of us have it in our cars and in our phones. But it's also help not only in locating places, but also in navigation. It is used in aircraft, it is used by ships across the oceans, and we use it for our day-to-day movement. Amongst other things, we also have what is called the geographic information systems, wherein we store and analyze geographic information through the use of a computer, and we produce maps that can be updated. If you go to Google Earth, you see ready-made maps that are updated frequently. We also use remote sensing these days. Remote sensing is where satellite images are taken by satellites, just stationary satellites that are found in space, and they send the picture images to ground stations where they are processed. And most of the land cover change that maps images that are produced are later on utilized in the geographic information system to produce maps. The important thing about geographic information system is that it looks at things over space and time. So you can see, for instance, how land transformation change, land use change in America over the past 40 or 50 years, and we'll have to find out why it changes. So remote sensing, geographic information system, geospatial technology, are amongst the things that are very useful nowadays, not only in geography, but in other works that will need maps and also to look at changes over space and time. Added to that, we have another one known as volunteer geographic information systems, wherein people within the community will give some basic information like their addresses, the economic activities, etc., which can be used for modern day analysis. Okay, this is the first of the lectures. Hope you find it useful. Thank you.